Old school pigeon control. Crow is on peas using kit from Generation X to Generation Z. He's even got a sports psychologist on the case.
What?
Shoot well.
Shoot.
May the force be with you, Luke.
You're rabbiting and you see one of these. So when do you shoot a fox with a 2-2 rimfire? Jaf Jefferson explains his rules.
Yeah, any further I wouldn't have shot it with a 2-2.
We have a hearing protection giveaway plus news plus hunting YouTube. Welcome to Fieldsports Britain. Last time we travelled down memory lane with Andy, it was all about his homemade decoys. Now it's time to put the bits of old pipe to the test by using them on a day on the peas.
They work.
They work. Hallelujah. Yeah, scared a few up.
Andy hasn't shot this bit of ground in a while. So far this year, Andy's pigeon shooting exploits have been few and far between. But who needs pigeons when he's bagging serious numbers of grey squirrels, and all in one small area of the farm?
We've been shooting 1 or 2 squirrels.
Here. And J-wings.
And J-wings, yeah. I'm gonna cut the J-wings. Put your head down. Let me shut the lid. Let me shut the lid. Keep it cool.
Look at all of them.
All these squirrels' tails. This is not all of them. This is not all of them. It's only some of them.
Yeah. There's one in there that I shot.
That's in the freezer. Because you shot one. You shot 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And 2 were young crows.
So these all frozen, and they're going to go for fishing flies. There was a clump of beech trees, and as soon as the little leaves were just starting to come out, they were absolutely hammering them. And I remember we went to one, and there was about 15 up in one tree, and we really did hammer into them a bit.
Right. We're going to go and shoot some pigeons.
Should we go and shoot
other
some
things to talk about?
Should we go and shoot some pigeons? Yes. Shall we? We'll chuck everything in the buggy, which is a bit different to where it used to be. I used to chuck everything onto a push bike. What?
Shoot well.
Shoot.
May the force be with you, Luke.
Right, let's get some decoys set up.
Back to the peas, and to add to the nostalgia, he's dug out an ancient pigeon cradle.
It consists of a 2-2 airgun spring, a couple of bits of metal that my uncle made it with, and 2 staples. And I can assure you, the amount of times those staples have been either in my hand or in my back when I chuck the bag over my shoulder, it's unbelievable. I can guarantee nearly every time you chuck a bag on your back with decoys, that sticks in your back. So
was he copying something, or is that something he just came up with himself?
that's something he come up with.
To create that movement?
Yeah.
So when was that? That's 70s, is it?
Oh yeah, it was, yeah. Yeah, it would have been the 70s. I was... Yeah, it would have been, yeah. Mid-70s.
Ingenious.
Yeah. And it's like the decoys we've made. Now you buy shell decoys, it's exactly the same as them, really. Ain't no different.
Of course, these days Crow has all the best kit that any modern crop protector could wish for. At the beginning though, it was make, do and mend.
You have in your hand your very smart F16, Blaser F16.
Yep.
So what would you have had in your hand as a young man with your grandfather out pigeon shooting?
Oof. Well, it's usually the hand-me-downs, everything that was either shot out or knackered. I started off with a single 410. That was all right. Swiftly moved on from that because I realised the bigger was better. And I went on to a 12 bore, single barrel 12, but that kicked me so much, bruised me, used to knock me back about a yard every shot. So Grandad said, but you can use my old 16 bore. Anyway, his old 16 bore, I got a hole in the barrel, about halfway down. Oh, I suppose
Right.
About here somewhere it was.
Caused by what?
The man he shot it. Yeah, he'd had it forever.
Yeah.
Well, this thing had got a hole in it. He stopped using it because it got a hole in the barrel, but he handed it to me to use.
Oh, right.
It was all right because we put a bit of masking tape on the hole. Yeah, and then swiftly moved on to a Savage 5-shot pump action 20.
Again, a hand-me-down?
That was a hand-me-down. It used to misfire every third shot, but it wasn't until I started on the clays, mid-80s, late 80s, started on the clays, and it was a case of fiddling about with guns, putting pads and bits on here and bits on there and shaving bits off. And yeah, but no, it's reliability, that's what I go for. It shoots as flat as an ironing board, and I've hammered it, I really have. It's done me well, this old gun. I wonder if this old boy will come.
No pressure on that one, Crow. Having given it the build-up.
Yeah, giving it a build-up. Yeah, there was a little bit of pressure there. I thought, shall I give it this much? Shall I give it that much? No, so don't miss it, don't miss it, don't miss it. You're on camera. I didn't get it.
I'm going to switch off now before we have another pressure moment.
Yeah, I would, David. It'd be nice if you would.
The shooting is slow but steady. Maybe because we've been talking old times, Crow is a bit more relaxed. He's still intrigued by the present problem of what the pigeons are eating at this time of year.
I don't know, there's little bits of root of some sort. Ash leaves.
What's that? Oh,
A couple of cherries.
The cherries.
3 cherries. 3 green cherries. Yeah, little bits of root off of something, off of some anemone or something in the wood.
Wow.
Just proves that
Isn't it?
they eat anything. These are bits of ash leaf. 5 cherries, and then they're like bulbs. I know most things, but I don't know that.
decoy.
Wherever it is, there must be a lot of roots there.
If anyone can tell us what the small root-like structures are filling the woodie's crop, please stick it in the comments below the film. We'd love to know.
I mean, people talk about bags. What do you reckon your grandfather's biggest bag was? I mean, are we talking? I mean, did you almost give up after a certain amount? Was it a sort of slightly different attitude?
With my granddad and my uncle, usually it was when they run out of cartridges. One day down on a big farm called Sternberg's down on the Romney Marsh, I can remember I was down there one day, there's a pond out in the middle of this field, and it went from going really well to extremely well. I know that was over 400 that day.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
It was over 400, and we got to, and that was like late afternoon, but we still probably had another 3 hours shootings. But no, those were the days.
It's been a fascinating day, and we end up with a bag of about 60 birds, plus a bag full of those ancient and modern pigeon shooting tips from the Crow Man. As we pack up,
Where
here's
are we
one
going?
more.
Good day?
Yes.
Enjoyed yourself?
What do I put these in there?
No, keep them out, because otherwise the blood off the pigeons will get on the decoys. Here, I'll take these as well, please.
Okay.
Otherwise the blood will get on the decoys and then
They won't be good.
that's it. They go all black and horrible.
Yeah, and the pigeon will see and they won't come.
That's it. Well done, mate.
If you're prepared to admit that new has a place as well as old, for more information about the Blaser F16 range, go to blaser.de, and for Crow's clothing and kit, check out jackpike.co.uk. Thanks, Andy, and I'm glad they worked. And now, proving this hope for old stuff everywhere, it's David on the Fieldsports channel, News Stump.
This is Fieldsports Channel News. The Welsh Government has ruled that shooting is a borderline illegal activity. The row over COVID grants for businesses heated up this week when Welsh Economy Minister Vaughan Gething said that game shooting and pest control bring Wales into disrepute, and so shooting businesses may not receive help from the COVID Economic Resilience Fund. 6 shooting and countryside organisations have written to Business Wales to complain.
Shooting in Wales supports tourism at a crucial time of the year, brings people into the country, those people spend money, it's crucial for the economy, it's crucial for conservation. We would really urge the Welsh Government to have a look at this again.
He's back. The former head of the League Against Cruel Sports, Eduardo Concalves, has brought out yet another book complaining about hunting in Africa. Fieldsports Channel has been working with The Times and other newspapers, which traditionally mark the publication of Concalves' books by printing articles condemning trophy hunting. This is the 4th book in his series. Meanwhile, community leaders across southern Africa have issued a statement condemning local charity Born Free, which is campaigning to end hunting tourism. Aunties are getting worked up in expectation of English Lord Zach Goldsmith's new rules on importing trophies, which are expected to have a damaging effect on conservation in Africa.
Previous 3 books have basically all been based on his fantasies, fabrications from cover to cover, which we have already covered in a previous interview. And of course, I will go through the book as soon as it's out, but I do not have any expectations that this one will be any different, except maybe that it will be on a more poisonous personal level. He is going for the jugular on a lot of British hunters, and his only aim is to name and shame.
Aunties want to get rid of Phil Spencer. The film we made about the TV presenter going pigeon shooting and deer stalking is doing the rounds on the internet, provoking hate speech from aunties. We made the film in 2011, and every couple of years the aunties put it out in the hope that Channel 4 will sack Phil for it. At Phil's request, we've taken down our version from YouTube and ask others who use it to do the same. You'll be able to see Phil when he joins Charlie on the stage at the Game Fair Theatre on Friday the 23rd of July at Ragley Hall in Warwickshire. Clay shooting is getting a boost from the Euros. The BBC has sent retired footballer Peter Crouch out to interview England midfielder Mason Mount. In the new series of Crouchy's Away Day, Peter and Mason try out and enjoy clay pigeon shooting, plus they talk about tournament successes, Euros memories and the advantage of small technical players. Mason missed the start of the Euros because he had to self-isolate and was not picked to play Germany. He's expected to play in England's next match on Saturday. After bringing the capercaillie to the brink of extinction in the Cairngorms, the RSPB wants scientists to let it off the hook. The Cairngorms Capercaillie project has asked scientists from the Royal Zoological Society of Scotland to collect feathers in order to determine whether Scotland's capercaillies are too few to survive, and so let the RSPB buy more from continental Europe. A founding member of the project, the RSPB has presided over the tragic loss of Scotland's capercaillies, funded by millions of pounds of taxpayers and lottery money, because it refuses to allow gamekeeping practices to conserve the birds. Meanwhile, brewing giant Brewdog has bought the Kinrara estate in Scotland and plans to plant trees across it, providing some hope for the capercaillie. However, it has sacked the estate's gamekeeper and sold off their homes. There's a new running ball range in Wiltshire. Widdington Shoot on the edge of Salisbury Plain is riding the boom in rifle sales and has added a running bore and steel target zeroing range to its existing clay layout and partridge shoot. Farmer Jeremy Horton had no problem obtaining planning permission for the range. A link to our full story about this is in the description below.
They're easier to keep than the proper pigs we used to have. We used to have 2,000 pigs here once upon a time, but these eat considerably less.
A shoot in Sussex has lost 400 pheasant poults after a do-gooder smashed a padlock on a pen and a fox got in. James Robinson, who runs the 100-acre shoot near Wivelsfield and made the grim discovery, posted his anger on his village Facebook group, receiving universal support from the community. Meanwhile, aunties in Suffolk are boasting that they knocked down 2 high seats on the Sutton estate near Ipswich. Even though the bird's problem is a lack of habitat, Spain has banned turtle dove shooting. Spanish hunters shoot an estimated 900,000 turtle doves each year, with millions more shot in North Africa and throughout the rest of Europe, including 5,000 in Malta. Now the Spanish government is banning shooting for a year. At the same time, a French court has outlawed glue traps. France's highest appeals court has ruled that hunting of songbirds with glue traps is illegal, saying an exemption that has permitted the practice for 42,000 birds a year is in breach of European legislation. The World Wildlife Fund is on the front line of the war against poaching in Africa, but a new report says it's going too far. A new film by news channel Vice.com alleges that alongside efforts to crack down on the illegal trade in wildlife, WWF anti-poaching personnel are raping and murdering local people in Africa. The report says the victims are caught up in the war between untouchable wildlife traffickers and the WWF. Australian aunties who get in the way of shooters now face a raft of financial penalties. Australian MP Gavin Pearce announced that the Governor-General has signed off on strengthened regulations that will see activist groups that promote or engage in crime investigated and stripped of their charitable status. Pearce says there is nothing charitable about assaults, trespass, vandalism and illegal blockades. Thanks to Alan Flint for the story. Do you want your pigeon hide looking less like a bush and more like a rock? Check out this new camo from Israel. Polaris Solutions, a survival product manufacturer based near Tel Aviv, has unveiled a new camouflage it claims makes soldiers virtually undetectable. Developed in partnership with Israel's Ministry of Defense, the Kit 300 sheet is made of thermal visual concealment material that combines microfibers, metals and polymers to make soldiers harder to see with the human eye and thermal cameras. The sheet weighs just over a pound, allowing soldiers to roll it up and carry it easily. And finally, a squirrel will do anything for nuts. As this picture on a local news site shows, a squirrel in Cheshire got stuck in a squirrel-proof bird feeder. The RSPCA freed it and, as several grey squirrel shooting groups on Facebook have pointed out, illegally released it. You are now up to date with Fieldsports Channel News. Stalking the stories, fishing for facts.
Thank you, David, who has been working very hard on Field Tester, our kit show, which is out on Friday, so look out for that. Now, a word from Browning.
Win. Score. Deliver. Browning, the brand of champions.
Now, our clay shooting coverage is underway on our website, and there's a link to it in the description below. It covers the sporting scene kit and, of course, this summer, our Olympic hopefuls. Here's Team GB's Aaron Heading.
It's a bit surreal because from a little boy to learning what the Olympics was, to watching it on the TV, to now nearly being someone on the TV there. It hasn't sunk in, and I probably won't sink in until after the event, but I'm going there to enjoy myself. You know, it's been a long time coming. It's going to be great. No matter what happens, it's going to be a great event.
Thanks, Aaron. All the best for Tokyo 2021 to you and the rest of Team GB. And thanks, James Marchington, for making that piece. Next up, I am off on a night's rabbit shooting with the South Somerset Ferreters.
Oh, there he is. Close enough.
It's a night out with lamp, night vision and rifle. We start out with a public relations job. The farmer's wife has rabbits in her garden, as Jaf explains.
We're only shooting one down along one hedge on this farm. Basically they're getting in the front garden, the farmer's garden, and he just wants this particular hedge shot. So
this is a fairly flat farm on the edge of the Somerset levels. It doesn't go according to plan, however. Jaf only shoots one in this field.
I don't know why, because I came out a few weeks ago and I made a little sort of recorded the action out here, and there was 30-40 rabbits up this hedge, but the grass hasn't been eaten either, unless they're on the other side of the hedge with the horses. Who knows? You know.
So we leave them to it and head on to farm number 2.
The next farm we're going to go on is quite hilly, so yeah, a bit of a mixture of everything tonight, really.
Jaf has no doubt that we will see and shoot rabbits.
Well, I'd like to get 20. Yeah, maybe more. Depends how long we stay out, really. It's just a nice round number, you know. Better than 18. It's better than 19. I mean, our best ever night was 134 rabbits that we shot. We were out till 4 o'clock in the morning, but we ain't doing that tonight. No, no chance.
We certainly do shoot rabbits.
Go forward about 20 yards, comp.
Then along comes the kind of customer that can provoke complaints. If you are shooting with a 2.2 rimfire, when is it okay to shoot a fox? No doubt about the 2.2 that time. The fox goes down like a sack of potatoes.
Yeah, we were driving along and saw a pair of eyes in the hedge, so we stopped and squeaked, and he come running out the hedge, and he got to about sort of 15-20 yards from the front of the truck, and we managed to shoot it. Any further I wouldn't have shot it with the 2.2, but as it was only 15-20 yards away, good, you know, good clean shot. It's only a young fox anyway, so I wouldn't never shoot a fully grown fox with a 2.2. Anything sort of past 20 yards really. So
at the end of the evening, it's happy days on the fox front, and with 16 in the bag, Jaf reckons he could have done better with the rabbits.
Missed a few, but new scope, see, that's what I'm blaming it on.
Just rubbish shooting, basically. So
I blame the driver.
Yeah.
The rabbits will go to the South Somerset Ferreters Ferrets, and for more about the gang, you can find them on YouTube. What do you think about shooting foxes with 2.2s? Please leave a comment below. And just to be clear, Jaf's FAC allows him to shoot foxes with his 2.2. Welcome to all our new supporters this week. People who join the Fieldsports Nation get to tell us what films to make. Plus they get to win great kit by watching our Tuesday night Fieldsports Extra show that's exclusively for them. This week it's a prize draw for 3 M-Peltor hearing protection worth £150. You can watch Fieldsports Extra and find out how to enter these weekly draws by joining the Fieldsports Nation. There's a link in the description below. And if I know our production editor Aaron on screen too, he's probably drawing little horns on my head and a goatee beard. Stop it, Aaron. Now from Southern Africa to the wider world of hunting and shooting on YouTube, it is Hunting YouTube. This is Hunting YouTube, which aims to show the best hunting and shooting videos that YouTube has to offer. This video shows clips of grey squirrel control with commentary. It's from the Durham Pest Control channel from the UK and Ireland Squirrels The Grey Area group on Facebook. The morning after I went out rabbiting with Jaf, he went out corvid shooting on a local farmyard, and here is his video about that on the South Somerset Ferreters channel. Vermin Basher Pest Control is foxing with a Sightmark Wraith 4K Max on his Ticker 243. Fox after fox goes down. Boring video time unless unless you are in the gun trade, in which case deeply fascinating, not least for the bloke in the bottom right hand corner. I am doing an EWA live talk with a couple of buddies about the future of hunting marketing. Another lecture, here is Professor Adam Hart discussing whether animal documentaries have gone too far by giving animals names. Thanks to Ian Jensen for sending it in. Auf de Perche has a lovely video just out. From May 2019 he is stalking roebuck in German with English subtitles. He shoots nothing but the wildlife is superb. In the USA, Torrey and Clayton are out calling coyotes for the MFK Game Calls channel. They bring them in and they get one. And finally, it may be scripted, it may be Clarkson, but it is lovable and funny and now commissioned for a second series. It's Clarkson's Farm, and you will find clips from it on the Amazon Prime Video channel on YouTube. That's it for this week. I've put all these films into a playlist for you. Click on the eye symbol top right or check this film's description. If you have a YouTube film you would like us to pop into the weekly top 8, email me the link, charlie@fieldsportschannel.tv. Well, that's it for this week. If you haven't done so already, please whiz over to our website, fieldsportschannel.tv, where you can click like us on Facebook and on Instagram. You can follow us on Twitter, subscribe to us on YouTube, pop your email address into our register page and we'll contact you about this show, Fieldsports Britain. It's at 7 PM UK time every Wednesday. And this has been Fieldsports Britain. Good hunting, good shooting, good fishing, and goodbye.